Okay, students, welcome back once again. So this is our module 5. Okay, in the last class we have seen different type of devices used to measure solar energy. Okay, like pyrheliometer and pyranometer. We have seen the working principles and how they looks like, the design, and one effect called thermoelectric effect, and the thermocouple, how thermocouples are used in solar energy measuring devices. Okay, so today we will discuss another topic, that is called the solar energy collectors. Okay, so what is a solar energy collector? And in which we will see different type of solar energy collectors, and in which two types of solar energy collectors are there: concentrating and non-concentrating type, and how they work. Okay, so these are the main topics to be discussed in this module. First, what is a collector? What is a solar energy collector? So it is a device used for collecting solar radiation and transfer the energy to a fluid passing in contact with it. So what is mean by that? So this is how a solar energy collector looks like. Basic function of a solar energy collector is it is a box-like thing, and there are some black surface. You can see a black surface here, on which there are number of pipes are attached. Okay, pipes. So black surface absorb all the solar radiation, heat energy, and this black surface transfer this heat energy into the pipes. That is a simple thing. Okay, you can see this kind of devices in many places, in domestic houses, rooftops of many flats and housing colony. You can see. So this is what is happening. So that is called, formally it is called a solar energy collector. Okay. So it is the most important component of any system for the conversion of solar radiation energy into more usable form. For example, here what is happening? So the radiation, solar radiation is converted into heat energy. Okay. Or in some other devices, you will see solar energy will be converted into electrical energy. So this is a means, okay, or a method to convert. It is a converting device, solar energy into different forms of other energy, or a mediator, you can say, So there are basically two types of solar energy collector. First one is the flat plate type. That is what we have seen in the previous slide. This flat plate is also called a non-concentrating type. Concentrate means collecting together. Okay, concentrating. Non-concentrating means not collecting together. So it is a diverged or spread along. That is meant by non-concentrating. We will see in detail what is the meaning of non-concentrating. And the second type is called focusing type, or it is also called concentrating type. So let us see in detail what is the difference. For a flat plate type or non-concentrating type, so the figure shows how a non-concentrating type of solar energy collector looks like. It's having a box-like structure, and you can see a glass top. Okay, glass top on the top side. At the bottom side, in fact, there is a black lining. You can say a black cloth, a black surface. The role of the black surface is to absorb all the heat energy. Okay, you know, black always absorbs heat energy. So here collector area is the same as that of the absorber area. What do you mean by that? The entire black surface absorbs the heat energy or the radiation and convert into heat energy. So we say that collector area is same as that of the absorber area. But in certain other devices, collector area and absorber area may be different. We will show it later. Okay. So what is happening is this collector collects the whole heat energy, transfer to the liquid. There will be some liquid flowing through pipes connected here. Okay. So you can see a detailed cross-sectional diagram here. This is a side view. So if you cut like this, it looks like that. Okay? So you can see some rounds here. They are pipes actually. So they call circulating pipes through which a liquid, this tank container liquid, that liquid will be circulated continuously. When it is circulated, what happens? This black surface transfer all the heat energy into this liquids, or it can be liquid or it can be gases also, and it can be, for example, in liquid case it can be water, it can be alcohol, or many other fluids are available. Okay, so you must have seen this kind of devices in many places, and the inside diagram you can see how tubes are arranged and how liquid enter into it and how liquid goes out. It's a very simple structure, and this process go on in the daytime, and this liquid get heated up. Okay, so this liquid can be used for various purposes. It can be used for toilet purposes, bathing purposes, or kitchen purposes. If the liquid is pure, it can be used for cooking purposes. In big huge hotels, they are usually heating up the water in this way. Okay, big buildings and commercial buildings, so they make use of this hot water for various applications. Room heating you can do. So this is a enlarged view of the cross section, and you can see sunlight comes and fall over the glass plate and penetrate. So inside, once they reach inside, they cannot go out. They get trapped. Okay, we will study in another slide what is the phenomena happening here. So it is called actually greenhouse effect. So we are just introducing the term here. We will discuss about it later. So that means heat energy getting trapped inside. Then this heat energy is transferred to the liquid. Okay. So this is a process happening in a flat plate collector. Okay. Let us see now another type, focusing type or concentrating type of solar energy collector. Here, the area facing the solar radiation is greater or sometimes 100 times greater than the absorber area. Okay, I will explain it. Here, this is the collector area. You can see a round shaped structure. This is a parabolic reflector. Okay, its name is a parabolic reflector, just like a dish antenna, but the surface is highly reflecting, a mirror-like structure. You can see it is reflecting, and the light getting focused differently, just like happening in a torch lamp. Okay, so a torch lamp, or you can compare with a dish antenna or television dish antenna. There is a focusing point. At the focusing point, your sample, your liquid will be kept at the focusing point. So you can see this is the absorber area and this is the receiver area, or you can see collecting area. Okay, so it is obvious that collecting area is much greater than the receiving area. Okay, absorbing area. So that is why the area facing the solar radiation is greater or sometimes 100 times greater than the absorber area. That is why it is mentioned like that. By using this type of collectors, much higher temperature can be obtained. Compared to your flat plate, this focusing plate is having much higher temperature because the whole energy from this area is focused to a single point. Just like in your childhood, you must have done focusing of solar radiation using lenses and burning small paper pieces. Okay, very similar to that. Here, high temperature is produced. Okay. So that is one of the major difference between flat plate and focusing plate, and this is more efficient, you can say. It makes use of many types of mirrors and lenses to concentrate the sun's rays in the absorber. Okay, so you will see in subsequent slides that here you will be using lenses also, okay, for focusing the light. So light will be much more focused if you use lenses. Different shaped lenses are used, and you will get much more efficiency. Efficiency means heat collecting capacity is much more than that of a flat plate type. Why? What is the reason? Because heat is focused to a small area, so they cannot radiate, they cannot get lost on the way. But in flat plate, surface is large, so heat energy will be lost highly. But here heat energy is not lost, is fully focused, so we can say that efficiency of focusing type of collector is much larger than that of a flat plate type collector. Okay. Again, in focusing type of collectors, you come to specifically focusing type of collector or concentrating collector. They are of two types. Okay, they are classified into two types. One is called a point type, and the other one is called a line type focusing. Point type of focusing and line type of focusing. So let's first visually see what is the difference. In a point focusing, radiation is focused to a single point. This is that point. Okay, the radiation of the entire surface is focused to a single point. Whereas in a line type of collector, it may use a trough. Okay, this is called a trough, a long trough. Okay, the shape is like this, curved at the bottom, in which a light is focused to entire light reflecting from the surface is focused along a line, not on a point. Okay, not on a point. The line will be like this, just as my pointer goes. Okay, on the entire line, radiation will be focused. And if you maintain a tube there, a tube with flowing water inside it, the water will be boiled. So efficiency of a point line type of collector will be much more than that of a point type of collector. Okay, keep in mind, this is more efficient. Line type focusing device is more efficient than a point focusing device. Okay, so let us have few more details about a point focusing. These collectors are composed of some reflecting surfaces that focus the sun's energy onto a single point. Okay. Here a plain photo is shown. Instead of that plain one, you can have small plates pasted on a large dish. You take your usual television dish and you paste a number of pieces of mirrors on it. Then it will act like a point focusing type of collector. Okay. So because a pure mirror you cannot keep in this form. It is highly soft and easily breakable. Okay, so usually a metal structure is made initially, then on which mirrors are pasted, and this kind of structure is made. Small pieces are pasted. So they can actively track the sun across the sky. That means sun ray is not constantly coming. Sun's position vary with the time from morning to evening. Its position changes. So accordingly, the position of this device can also be changed. Okay, it can continuously rotate, for which this will be usually connected with a pyrheliometer, which we studied in the previous class, and this undergo gradual rotation. So constantly it can collect sun rays from morning to evening. And even in certain applications, you will use a array of such dishes. Okay. Array means a large number of such a focusing plates will be collected, and you will collect from all these arrays. Okay, means they are called solar farms, actually collecting farm. So that is also there. So this is one typical such unit. There may be thousands of such units in a array. By this way you can collect huge amount of heat energy, and which can be used for various industrial level applications, like producing electricity for an industrial application, like in mills for drying various grains, food grains, etc. we can do. So that is another applications. And in line focusing, you can see this is how line focusing is done. This figure make it very clear. This is a focusing point, sun ray from the whole trough. Here actually mirrors are pasted over this trough, and from all the mirrors light falls on this line, and your water tube is kept along this direction, and water gets heated. Here these collectors are also called parabolic troughs. Okay, this is like a parabola which you studied in school mathematics. It's in the shape of a parabola, so we call it parabolic reflectors. Okay, the name comes from that parabola in mathematics. It may use highly reflective mirrors to collect and concentrate the heat energy from solar radiation. And as I told you, these collectors are composed of parabolically shaped reflective sections connected into a long trough. So usually parabola have a focal point. Okay, so these are parabola, so the focal point will be along there. If you take the focal point of each parabola, okay, that points will make a line. Okay, so that is the focusing line focus. And on the line you have kept your heating device, that is your tube which carry the liquid, and pipes that carry water is placed along the center of this trough, you can see here, so that sunlight collected by the reflective material is focused onto the pipe. So water gets heated up. So you can see a large farm in which an array of such parabolic reflectors, line parabolic reflectors are kept, where a line focusing method is used. It's a real photograph. Okay, so big farms are making use of it, and even in India we have many such solar farms which contain this kind of parabolic reflectors, line focusing, both line focusing and point focusing type of devices are used according to the convenience. These are very high powered collectors and are thus generally used to generate steam for solar thermal power plants. So they are mainly used in solar thermal power plant, where water is boiled to a very high temperature. Okay, when we boil to very high temperature, we get what is called a superheated steam. Usually temperature of steam is 100 degrees Celsius, but here the temperature goes to 200, 300, 400. So that is called a superheated steam, and that carry huge amount of energy, and it can be used to rotate turbines as in a hydroelectric project, and turbines resultantly subsequently generate electricity. Okay. So this is also there, which are also largely used in many countries. Even in India we have such solar power plants. And now let us see what is the physical principle of this conversion. Basically we are converting solar energy into heat energy, by which we are heating up some fluids, okay, liquid or gases. We are making use what is called a greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. What is actually greenhouse effect? You will see. In which in normal greenhouse effect happening in the Earth's atmosphere, solar energy with high frequency or short wavelength, they penetrate the Earth's atmosphere very easily, because high frequency or you can say short wavelength carry high penetrating power. So when radiation with short wavelength, they easily penetrate the atmosphere. They reach the Earth, where it gets absorbed by different gases, different other materials, and after that some radiation is released, liberated from the gases. That will be of large wavelength. So incident wavelength, short wavelength. The reflected wavelength is large wavelength. When wavelength is large, they can penetrate the gas, penetrate the atmosphere. So what happens? These radiation get trapped inside. As a result, temperature of the atmosphere increases. Why? Because they get trapped inside. Okay. So this phenomena is actually called greenhouse effect. Why this is called so? Because of this phenomena, since the temperature increases, this may adversely affect the entire organism on the entire living kingdom of the atmosphere. If temperature goes beyond a particular value, this is happening mainly because of human intervention. Many gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, even water vapor is increasing too much beyond a limit. These gases have this property of greenhouse, means they absorb short wavelength radiations and re-emit large wavelength radiation, so they get trapped inside the Earth atmosphere. As a result, temperature of the Earth increases. The same thing is happening in a solar collector. we will explain it very shortly. So this is a big problem on the earth, because if temperature increases too much, what happens? The ice from the these polar regions will melt down. As a result, temperature increases. So as a result, water will rise on the entire sea, and many coastal area may be get affected because of this. So that's an adverse effect of greenhouse. But to a moderate level, it is required. Otherwise, Earth become a cold planet. Moderately, greenhouse is required. Greenhouse effect is required, so that temperature of the Earth remains at an average value of around 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, average 15 degrees Celsius is maintained because of the greenhouse gas. If there is no gas, Earth temperature will go down to minus 50 degrees like that. Okay, so it will become a cold planet where life will be impossible. So to keep them at a moderate level, we have to control the pollution happening, greenhouse emission of greenhouse gases, even excess amount of water vapor emission. It should be controlled. Otherwise, greenhouse will be a problem. It has already become a problem, and we are suffering out of that in terms of climate change, global warming, sea level rising like that. So people must take care of that. Now let us come to the physical principle, how greenhouse effect is used in the solar energy collectors. So in a solar energy collector, most of the radiation we receive from the sun is in the form of short wave. Okay, short wave, first thing. Secondly, when radiation strikes that device, okay, the box, it is absorbed. Okay, and it is absorbed by the black surface. You have seen the box and the black surface. But when the black surface re-radiates, what happens? The wavelength is large, so it cannot penetrate the glass. So you have a glass layer at the top, just like our environment. So glass layer will block the reverse flow of radiation out. So what happens? The long wavelength radiation cannot pass through the glass, so it gets trapped. So energy gets trapped in the glass enclosure. Okay, inside the box, energy gets trapped. So this trapped energy is absorbed by the liquid. So it is very similar. The working is very similar to the greenhouse effect happening on the Earth's atmosphere. So that is why we say that the working principle behind a solar energy collector is nothing but a greenhouse effect. So this is the principle of working of a solar energy collector. Whether it is a point type, whether it is a line type, whether it is a flat type or a concentrating type, the principle is always same. Okay, so you have a visual comparison is made between a solar energy collector and a greenhouse happening on the Earth's atmosphere. The different gases that leads to greenhouse effect I have shown you. Please be thorough with the gases. Okay, so another effect of why the name greenhouse, we have this diagram will show you. In Europe-like countries, in many such countries which are in the cold region, in winter season where vegetable cultivation and gardening become very difficult because temperature goes down. In such places, they use this kind of glass houses covered with the polythene or glasses, and inside they grow green. Okay, that is how the name greenhouse. Okay, so you can see gardens and vegetable cultivation done in such greenhouses, because inside the house temperature will be comparatively moderate compared to outside, in which plant grow very safely and comfortably. So that is how the name greenhouse comes. Okay, so now is the time for a assignment. We have the question. Briefly explain the working principle of flat plate solar energy collector. As I explained, you have to answer in a few lines only. How you talk about radiation, the wavelength, what happens to the wavelength inside the box, then what happens to the fluid passing through the pipe, and how they get it. Okay, the structure also you can give few hints about the construction of that box. So that is all about flat plate solar energy collector. And another question is, what is a line focusing solar energy collector? You can give a rough diagram of the solar line focusing collector and explain what is happening. You mentioned about the parabolic reflector and the focal point and trough-like structure, and how mirrors are pasted in a trough, like that. Okay, a very brief 5-line explanation is enough. And you can also explain what is a greenhouse and what is a greenhouse phenomena is used in a solar energy collector. So that is left for you. But these two questions are mandatory. You have to do it and upload in the classwork section. So with this comments, let us conclude today's class. Thank you all of you.